Hey, welcome to a quick lesson on your color pencils, a few notes, and show you how to do a color wheel. So a few things you should know about your color pencils is what they're made of. They are made of wax, pigment, and a binder. Remember that a binder is what helps it stick to a surface. And so basically color pencils stick to paper. They're not very erasable. They're slightly erasable, but not completely, and they're made of wax, so this is a hard substance. So when it comes to mixing colors, you're going to have to mix colors by layering. This is very different from paint, where it's wet and you can mix it all. You have to mix colors by layering them on top of each other. It's going to be important for you to use a pad of paper under whatever you're working on, because since this is a hard substance, it picks up the texture of whatever you're coloring on. So if this will actually pick up the texture of the wood, or if there's like little bits or something on the desk, dirt, whatever, and you go to color something in, it actually picks up the texture of whatever's underneath it. So I like to have some sort of pad of paper under whatever I'm doing. That way, this is a notebook. That way I can color smoothly. Nice. All right. You're going to want to remember to always work from light to dark. And then you also want to remember that your paper can only absorb a certain amount of colored pencil before it becomes exhausted. So you can't keep layering and layering and layering and layering. You really have to think about what you're doing. So in terms of our color wheel over here, we're not going to be using the sky blue for blue. We're going to be using a regular blue. Let me just throw that out there now. And you know, I could just take this and I can start coloring in my blue and be very happy about it. And already start to get a sense of the pressure you put on the pencil. Try to work from lighter pressure to heavier pressure. And after a while, like I said, this paper is going to become exhausted. It can only absorb so much color pencil, and the color pencil is waxy, and it looks like I've gotten to the point where I can't really add any more blue to this to get it to be even darker blue. And when that happens, that's something called burnishing. Now, because this is waxy, it doesn't really smudge. Okay, you might get like little dry bits kind of come off, but mostly it's there, it's permanent, it's done. I can't really erase that anymore. All right, now let's talk about something a little bit more complicated. So let's talk about how to mix colors, because you have plenty of colors already done for you, like red and orange, okay? But you do not have, say, yellow-orange already made for you, so you have to mix colors. So if you try to work from dark to light, you're not gonna have so much success. So let me show you why. If I work the darker color first, which is orange, and then I try to add on top of it, I didn't affect the color that much. It didn't get altered, okay? You have to work with the white of the paper to help you produce light colors. And yellow-orange is a light color, and I gotta see the yellow and I gotta see the orange at the same time. So again, when I put down the orange, it kind of took up all the brightness of the white, and now I can't get in there with the yellow. It's much better to work lighter to darker. Now the yellow has a chance to have an effect. Okay, now I'm getting much more of a better yellow-orange, and I can work back and forth between my pencils to create the color that I need, okay? So really be careful with your pressure. Work from lighter pressure on the pencils to a little heavier pressure as the paper starts to absorb the color pencil. So let me do one more. Okay, let's do red-violet. Of my two colors, I believe that red is lighter than violet. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of red first, and then a little bit of violet. Very nice. And I'm going to work back and forth And the more layers I do, I have to put a little bit more pressure on the pencil each time because the paper starts to get exhausted. And you kind of have to force the paper to absorb a little bit more color pencil each time, which is why you put a little bit more pressure. And then you get to the point where the paper is exhausted, which I think I've gotten to that point right about now. It just doesn't seem to change anymore. But now that's a nice rich red-violet color. And that's how you mix your colors. So you can go ahead and use your color pencils to do this. Remember, we are not using the sky blue in this at all. We're just using the regular blue pencil for our blue areas. And that's it.